Yo, really, dude?
Yeah, hold on, wait, I'm not done. And then for me, it's
Yo.
like the worst possible, pandering perfectly to the crowds that he knows absolutely hate me. I hate that kind of reporting. It's
Yo,
absolutely spineless.
he's talking about you, yo.
What did I just jump into?
Dude, really? Your balls just out? Like, come on, dude.
You
Seriously?
joined me mid-conversation. You joined mid-conversation. I was on a rant.
Can you?
Sorry. Hey, keep doing your thing, but these are my thighs, not my balls.
I just finished.
Come on, bro. Nobody wants to see the pussy print. Could you zoom in just a little bit? A tiny, teensy
Can you
bit?
zoom in a tiny bit? Sorry.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, like,
To be fair, I think it's fine.
yo, really, Train?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Can we zoom back out then?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there's any issue with the thighs. I think the thighs actually add a character, to be honest.
Thank you. And
Not to mention, well, do you have another shirt by chance, like a white shirt?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying to dress you or anything, but that shade, I'm telling you, if you go with like a white, it would definitely, it would bring the skin tone out and the complexion out a little bit more. That color is a little, you know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to? I know I don't really have the best complexion. Are you trying to call me really white, or why would a white shirt help?
No, you do. You're tan. I'm the one that's really white. Look at me.
No. This is the cameras, dude. This is not. I'm red in real life.
I thought you were Australian.
I'm from. What? Are you being serious?
I'm dead serious, bro. I thought you were Australian.
You thought I was from Australia?
Yes.
Frick, no.
That's why I held you to a really high standard. If I knew you were American, I would have said, oh, here we go again, right? But like Australian, I'm like, oh, how the fuck's this guy, so sensitive about shit like this? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
Jesus Christ.
Because Aussies are like
mouth?
super cool, down to earth, they're joking around and shit, Hey, mate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what did I jump into? What were you guys discussing before all this?
You.
We were talking
But it
about
doesn't
whether or
matter.
not we should take whether or not Adin should take an interview with you.
And Train, you're also gonna be acting as like the lawyer.
He's my
in this
lawyer.
case, too?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of it because I don't want a 2v1. But if you pull some here, I'll just put it in layman's terms. If you pull some snake shit, then I will jump in and say don't answer that.
Okay, yeah, totally, yeah. And you can also share your opinions, whatever you want to do. Are we good?
No,
on our
I
end?
won't.
Are
We
good
can
on our
start.
end, guys?
Can I ask you? Oh no, you could start asking me questions. Can I do a
I'm not
question
gonna,
for you too?
no, hold on, wait. I gotta clarify this. I'm not gonna enter in this. You understand? We're not giving this guy a 2-for-1, okay?
Yeah,
Train
yeah.
next to the Adin interview, okay?
I
This is
got
just you two. I ain't doing this shit. I would just hop in if there's some snake shit going on. That's it. Go ahead.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Trent.
No problem.
Okay, so we're all good on everyone's end then?
Yep, we are all good, sir.
Aiden, how you doing?
I've been better, man. How about you? No, I'm just kidding. Life is great, bro. I can't complain. Everything's amazing.
That's good to hear, man. I think we've all been better, right? Probably.
No.
No, life is actually really good right now. Like I'm
Oh,
actually.
sorry. I forgot. I'm not gonna jump in. Sorry, guys. I'm a streamer. I forgot. It's not about me.
If you interject too much, I'm gonna ask you questions about kick, if that's fair.
No, it's not fair.
Freaking A. All right, well, I want to, Aiden, just so you know, I have a real quick opening question, then we can get to hardball stuff if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to do a quick little serious question about like your come up in your childhood. For any serious fans out there, obviously you've had a pretty big rise over this past couple of years. Would you mind just quickly for fans out there kind of retracing the steps of where you came from and then where you are now?
Yes.
As brief as possible.
So, man, I played 2K, then I did E-Dates, and then after E-Dates, I did like some IRL shit, and then digital rappers, and then just that's really it, to be honest. I did a lot of like that type of stuff,
And what was like the first thing that really, really blew you up?
I would think when I talked to LeBron on the mic, back in NBA 2K20, I talked to LeBron on the microphone, so that was huge. It hit SportsCenter, hit a lot of stuff, it was great.
And would you say, so 2K was kind of your start, then you brought in some celebrities / rappers and really blew up that way as well, E-Dates. What would you call
Hot tub streams, yeah.
What would you call like the current phase you're in then compared to all that stuff? Like you kind of just...
I feel like now, bro, I'm just like on some shit now where I'm kind of over like chasing accolades and milestones that certain like hitting like certain viewer peaks and stuff like that. I'm just really on some shit now where I'm just trying to build brands up and I'm trying to find what I enjoy most now in my life. Because now I've kind of adapted to stuff and I've kind of been through. You have a little echo in your. I think you should lower your headphones.
We got echo on my end, guys. Am I echoing when I talk or just when you speak?
Test. You're good now.
We're good?
Yeah. Wait. Hello. Yeah, it's just when I talk.
Is that gonna bother everybody? Can we figure that out or no?
Do this. Try this. Pull the mic from your.
Where were we? I get sidetracked pretty easily.
Right now, where my life is, I'm very in a good spot. I wanna start building stuff. I wanna build my brands up. I wanna build some companies. I just wanna start building. And it's a different place than where I was a year or two ago.
And so, would you say like where you're at right now? Do you feel like in your streaming / content creation career, do you feel like you've made it to the point that you wanted to make it to, and so you're gonna focus on other things?
Yeah, bro, I'm at the point now where I would say I'm not as hungry as I was when I was coming up. So I'm in a spot now where I can finally say, I've kind of made a pretty good, lane for myself. I made some good shit happen. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, I can enjoy it more, and I can really start to level things out and figure out what I really want to do.
And so is that, and again, Train, obviously come in whenever you want to, you making it, and obviously you making a certain amount of money, getting so many viewers, so much fame along the way. Do you think that has kind of changed your regards towards not really caring what kind of content you put out?
Chaz, kick down or no?
You're willing to
Why's my shit freezing?
say a lot more things than you previously would, back in the 2K days? Or has
Real
that always
quick,
been,
Adin?
has that always been you?
Wait, Adin, real quick. Let me make a clear distinction for you, Adin. Okay, he's not saying are you in a don't give a fuck. So there's a difference, right? You are generally a I don't give a fuck type of content creator, right? What he's trying to correlate and connect is he's saying has the money and the success turns you into someone that doesn't give a fuck about the quality of content. So you're willing to spew whatever shit you want out there because you don't care.
No,
Yeah.
So
not
be
the
careful
quality,
with that.
Not necessarily the quality. Not necessarily
Just
the
be
quality.
careful with that answer.
So look, I'll just tell you straight up. I just signed the biggest streaming deal of all time out of any creator, as far as I know, and it feels amazing. I'm blessed, bro, and now I just want to take time to really capitalize off that and give back to people and give back to people who are in need and bless the fuck out of everyone I can. So I'm at a point, man, where my content, I really want to figure out ways to really give back and bless the fuck out of a lot of lives and change people's lives and shit.
Okay, so you're obviously talking about your deal with Kick. You're saying your deal with Kick is the biggest streaming contract deal that you know of? Like you're bigger than Ninja, bigger than Nick Merckx.
I'm not going to go into specific numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's the biggest streaming deal of all time. I signed, yeah.
Train the lawyer. You got anything to say? We can't know numbers, can we?
No, it's bigger than all those people you named.
Really? Because I heard numbers, rumors wise. Obviously, Ninja was public and Nick Merckx stuff. So you guys are saying this is the biggest stream. Kick signing Adin Ross is the biggest streaming deal we have seen to date that we know of.
It gets messy when it's just streaming deal because there's a bundle of things in there, but what I will say, the amount is more than all those people. Yes.
Okay, interesting. Can you go into details about the bundle and what that contract, at least?
It's my lawyer, man. My lawyer wants to.
Can you specify any of those details? Because obviously with a typical streamer contract like Ninja to Mixer, Nick Merckx back to Twitch, these gigantic deals, probably a bit different than a Kick contract. Can you describe to people out there what that contract might be made up of? Because you said bundle. I don't know what that means exactly.
Well, I wasn't there. I'm just saying what was relayed to me. So, no, I cannot.
Gotcha. And nothing from Adin either?
No, sir. Move on to the next question, please.
Awesome. So the come up's great, right? Obviously, I think you have a great come up story. I think a lot of people do. You had that hunger, you had that rise and grind from the 2K days, and you've done some great things in the space. So that brings us to these last couple of weeks, right? That have been, I think it's fair to say, controversial. Have been
No.
You don't think it's been controversial the last couple of weeks?
I don't think it's been controversial, bro. I don't. No.
You don't think anything you've done in the last month?
Oh, no. No, I thought you were talking about the specific thing I just did. No, for sure, I've done things that I admit, like, in the past couple weeks, I could have been better, been a better person about it and not done it. And I'll bring it up myself, bro, because I know you're going to already bring it up. The porn thing, again, that's just something that I got to be better, and I took accountability on that. It's whack as fuck. And, I guess, man, where I got pissed off was there's other people doing that too, even in worse ways. And I was the only one to get reported on and go trending for. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that makes it great. I'm not saying I should be canceled out completely, but I took accountability for that, bro. What I did was not right? But again, I think it's just not. It wasn't fair to see me completely get caught in flames from it, but other people can let it just slides when nobody reports it and talks about it.
Can you give examples of
No,
other people you're
I'm
talking
not.
about?
I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to rat people out. I'm not going to throw other people under the bus. That's not my job to do. But I'm gonna stay in my lane. But that's just what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, it's got to be consistent. If you're going to report things, I think it should be consistent on both ends, on many ends. Because I know you have friends. I know you have friends in this shit. I know you do, bro. And that's cool. I get it. But I just think it should be consistent with everything you report.
But you also help me understand, because you got to understand from my perspective, you're Adin Ross in front of, what was it, 80,000 viewers. You're not just a typical streamer at that point. You are one of the top streamers.
Yeah.
Then also doing that. So do you not expect headlines to be made when a top streamer does that, as opposed to, and like you said, this is done, right? There are things that should not be on Twitch. There are things that should not be on Kick. This happens with streaming platforms.
For sure.
But of course, when Adin Ross in front of 80 to 100,000 people pulls up that, why? Of course that's going to be covered. So I understand what you're saying. It's not always equal, but when you are the streamer that you are held to certain accountability
Standards. I agree with you on that. And look,
too.
I'm gonna cut you off there. I learned my lesson, man, and I understand that now. You know, and that's something that I told myself I got to be better, and I got to be a better leader. And that's something that I'll never make a mistake about again. Intentionally, I'll never intentionally pull up porn and like ever again. I don't even watch porn, bro. In the clip, I said I don't condone this. My whole chat was spamming it. It was kind of like a little like lure, and I give in my chat a lot, and they know that. So, but again, bro, no excuse. That's just full on accountability I got to take, and that's something I closed it out immediately after that. I didn't open it back up.
I want to add real quick. I'm going to add to that real quick. The pulling porn up to a younger audience is definitely weird as hell. Okay.
Yeah,
definitely
for sure
weird.
it is.
But this standard set, because you're a larger creator, is made by a bunch of insecure, unsuccessful people that want some sort of power held over people doing better than them. It is a made-up imaginary thing by all of you that to try and put some sort of power
God,
over
W train
creators
chat.
that you don't like, that don't match storylines and fit narratives. I think it's ridiculous. The fact that all of you are deciding to take responsibility for what a 16-year-old should watch that is watching is not your job and is arrogant and it's showing of a superiority complex that you do-gooders think you have. You don't. It is the parents' responsibility. When I was 12, I was uploading LimeWire porn left and right. This idea that if somebody sees the porn page, it suddenly scar them and give them PTSD and trauma is virtue signaling at worst. It's virtue signaling. It's ridiculous. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to respond to that, Train? Or
Yes, go ahead.
okay. So I think, and I can't speak for everyone publicly, but when you have such a big streamer, and you said a lot there, so it's hard. I don't want to unpack everything. I want to focus on Adin, and I'm sure you understand that.
Of course.
But I think that the public would then be like, okay, Adin Ross has 80,000, 100,000 viewers. And like you said, you know, some of these are, maybe a lot of these are people who have already been exposed to that kind of thing. It wasn't their first experience through Adin Ross on a Kick stream. I think the public, and especially when it comes to these news outlets, right, they like to focus on, okay, well, there could have been a 9-year-old. There could have been a 12-year-old. And the first time they discover these kind of things is through their favorite streamer, Adin. And that is problematic. I can't, are you really faulting a news outlet for covering such an
I'm not faulting a news
insane
outlet.
instance?
I'm
Can
not faulting.
Train, can I add in real quick? But
Yes.
it's so ironic to me though when you guys say that, and then like you guys will post it. So it's like it's just so ironic to me because you guys will be like, wow, he just exposed this to his viewers, but then you make a tweet. You get what I'm trying to say? And then it's like exposing more
that's
attention to
facts.
it. It's
That's
ironic.
also facts.
It's ironic to me. You know what I mean? Like
No.
It's an interesting point. It's an interesting point.
I have to add in and answer this real quick. I'm going to answer your question since you just added that in. So two things. First, Adin, you brought up a very good point, right? And I'll give you an example of that, right? For most of the Andrew Tate stuff, right? I didn't look at it at all. I just said, yo, you know, certain things I don't agree with, right? I didn't bring it up. You guys, and along with other political streamers, bring it up and put just as much as exposure and give just as much of a platform. It doesn't matter if Hassan is saying, oh, no, this guy is not a role model. He has to assume when he brings it up for the content and the hype of it, right? There is going to be a percentage of viewership that converts to Andrew Tate from him bringing it up. So to me, that's all virtue signal bullshit saying, oh, we need to report this. No, if you truly think it's dangerous, you make a comment, but you don't platform the exact clip and the exact showing of the content or the person. But anyways, let me get back to your to answer your question. You were saying the public. Let's fix that. It's not the public. The general public is actually completely fucking reasonable. There are usually
Chat, who's
middle left,
winning? Who's
middle
winning,
right
chat?
people going about their day. They don't think someone who says something 8 years ago is truly this or that. They're pretty reasonable people. Who you're referring to is the vocal minorities you pander to. They're vocal minorities. They're only on Twitter. They're only on social media. They're not the general public's opinion. Most people are neutral, decent people. You understand? Those vocal minorities you're referring to that say, oh, this, I'm offended by this, that's bullshit, okay? And if you step outside your house, you'll realize that. No one knows what the fuck's going on here. Secondly, I think it's the parents' responsibility completely. Because once we get to the place of, oh, Adin pulled up the porn site, and let me say, it is weird. But once we get there, where does the line get drawn? Are we gonna start saying, okay, well, this is a 9-year-old, we have a kick streamer that's saying vote for Donald Trump. We need to also censor that because we don't want a 9-year-old getting influenced to vote for Donald Trump based off some nutcase saying this and that and that, right?
But a 9-year-old can't vote.
It doesn't matter. It's the early indoctrination of those political beliefs that end up leading him to a political ideology by 18 or 21, right? That's the argument that would be given. It wouldn't be, oh, he can't vote. It would say he's slowly being groomed to vote for a political party. The line never stops. You guys keep wanting more and more and more. Hold on. You keep wanting more and more and more until you can mold the public, i.e. Twitch's public, into exactly what you want, the control you want over them, which is this perfect, ideal person that can't do what he wants. Like, it's ridiculous. It is a reach. It is not reasonable. And it only stems from people who are jealous, insecure, and petty. Thank you.
I totally get what you're saying. I won't dive into all of that, but God, you bring up some great talking points of like, I feel like this would go way longer than it needed to if we discussed all these points. But just really quick, you said there's a line drawn, right? And certainly there has to be. But we're talking about a top streamer who showed porn to a potential child
He
audience.
showed the front page.
All right, I get it. I showed the front page of porn. Listen, let me just say this. Let me talk. I know, let me talk. But let me talk real quick.
I'm answering your lawyer. I'm answering your lawyer.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, Jake. Hold on, because this is about me, right? So, Jake, let me just say this, bro. Please.
Let's move
on. For the past 2 months, I've been telling the kids to get in the gym and motivating them to eat healthy, do push-ups, and stay abstinent and focus on themselves and better themselves. But you guys, you and Dexter, you never report on that. You never report on that type of stuff. Why? Why do you only report? Hold on, let me talk. I'm gonna let you talk, bro. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you have it. I understand that my role is to be a leader and to lead my audience, into the right direction. I get that, but I'm just saying you gotta be consistent with what you post about me, bro. It's not fair that if you have an Adin Ross J Lucky, it's only negativity. You get what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me.
That's what sells, Adin.
I know it does.
I will say, before you had gone on this crazy outspurt these past couple months, I covered a viewership record of yours, and that stuff doesn't necessarily get seen, and that's okay. It's a one-off post, right? But the thing is, Adin, if you had gone off and you'd gone on this whole health kick and bettering yourself for a certain period of time without then doing this controversial stuff, that would be the focus. And that's just my perspective, all right?
I get it. And again, that clip was out of context, bro. I looked at my chat, they were spamming it. And again, it's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong. I looked at my chat, they were spamming it. And what I did was I gave in. Okay, I gave in. I pulled it up for 15 seconds. I said, we're not watching this. I don't condone this. I don't watch porn. Clicked off and never went back on it. It's still wrong. Listen, I get it. It's still wrong. I understand that. I don't watch porn. I still preach, do not watch porn. I get it, bro. It makes me look like a fucking psychopath because I just said Twitch should ban soft porn. I get it. And then boom, I pulled up. I understand. But what I'm trying to tell you is it just doesn't make sense.
Can I say one thing just for the overall kick stuff? The line is porn though. So porn is banned, right? Nudity banned. Hate speech banned. A lot of people think freedom of speech is hate speech. It is not. Do you understand? So these hard R's, these derogatory.
Wait, so chat, when you go on my screen, does it say 18 plus or not?
Jewish people and other things. These are all bannable. Your accounts will get banned once we get a moderation and partnership team in place. Once we get people to be viewing chat all the time. Listen, L me all you want, but there is a difference between freedom of speech and hate speech, and hate speech will not be tolerated, and it's that simple. So porn, nudity, hate speech, death, gore, shit like this. These are the lines. I want a more free platform, but there has to be a line that's not drawn. Go ahead, Jake.
Thank you. This is going to be Adin. It's going to be a one-off, all right? It's because of recency. That's it. Just based off what Train just said, last night you had a kid on with a face mask that had the Nazi symbol, some slurs on it too.
Yeah.
Train, is that going to be allowed in the future?
By the way,
not-
let me answer that first because I know Train's gonna have his own thing to say. I had him on, right? And my thing is,
I didn't cover it, by the way, just so you know. I'm
oh,
curious
I know.
how
Because I would have seen
how
it.
this all works out.
Dude, I don't condone that shit at all. I get it. He was on my stream. I understand that. I closed it off after a minute. I was trying to be like, what the fuck is your problem? Why the fuck why are you doing this? I was trying to be like, basically, see what's in his brain, pick his thoughts to see why he's even doing this in the first place. I'm not here to be like, brother, you're so fucking cool. Oh my God, come on my stream and let's fucking talk. Like fuck all these people. No, I'm Jewish myself. I don't know if you knew that or not. And I obviously don't condone that shit. Okay, I'm very big on that. My whole family is. But I was trying to pick his thoughts. Okay, this Nazi shit. I gotta be better again, and my moderation team's gotta be better. We're not gonna have Nazis on my stream, bro. Okay, we're not gonna do that. The kid, quickly, Discord call, boom, it was weird as fuck, closed off, that was it. I didn't talk to that kid after that since. He's blocked on everything. Go ahead, Trent, I'll let you go. I already know what you're gonna say, but go ahead.
I think you covered it. I mean, if you're not going to do it again, that's the important part to understand. The issue that was a mistake.
Train already explained it. The kick TOS hate speech is not allowed, bro. We're not here to bring people, to bring hate and negativity and any of that stuff, bro. Like we're here to spread love and positivity. Freedom of speech is a thing on here. Like Train, you split it up and you made it sound great when you were talking about on your stream. Freedom of speech is allowed, but hate speech is never allowed, bro. We don't fuck with that shit, bro.
And you say that, and I'm just speaking from my perspective of the clips I keep on seeing of the people that you either put on a kick stream that have been very hateful or have had similar things like that kid we just talked about. So at what point do you finally say,
it takes time.
I got to get off Omegle. I got to stop doing this kind of stuff.
No, hold on.
Do you guys at least understand why I'm a bit confused by that part?
Yeah, I think you're a bit confused by that part because you believe Twitch is the only way and the best way to do things. I disagree with that completely.
That's an
You
interesting
understand?
perspective.
Yes, bro.
Can you expand on that?
That's all it is.
Can you expand on that?
I think it explains itself.
Well, obviously a platform has to have a TOS and that kind of restrictions for
And
a
it
reason,
does.
right?
Yeah,
It does
and I
have
just
TOS.
told you no extreme things, but I think context actually matters. So what I mean by that is, right? If Adin, he could have made a better decision early on by not bringing the individual on, but let's say he's on Omegle, right? And his and his intention is to just do Omegle content, and somebody pops up that says some really hateful shit. I think the context matters. If he immediately closes it out,
Thank
says,
you.
guys, this is not appropriate. Do not follow this. You will
Yep.
be banned in my community.
Yep.
This is not okay. I will not tolerate this behavior. He closes it out quickly and goes to the next person. That is actual context. That is actually giving someone the benefit of the doubt and allowing them to continue. The problem is, in today's world on the internet, everyone wants to assume the worst. They want to assume Adin meant to do that. He's a racist, transphobe, homophobic
Exactly.
person, blah,
Exactly.
blah, blah, blah. Context actually matters. Twitch released a context actually matters clause, but it's never followed. It's followed through some bullshit political bias based on who their teachers' pets are. It's ridiculous, and I think it's fucking bullshit. But that's my answer.
Okay, cool. I mean, that was good. We are ready to move on. Next question.
Go ahead, bro.
Awesome. Thanks for expanding on all this stuff. This is very eye-opening stuff hearing from your perspective versus mine. Adin, what's the most money you've ever made from a gambling deal?
Lawyer.
I mean, fuck it. I believe in transparency. If you want to say how much you got paid, you can say how much you got paid. As far as me feeling how someone with a younger demographic should be on a deal or not, that's something I can argue because I don't think, but if you want to say how much you got paid, you can say how much you paid. I don't think, fuck, I mean, people will probably get pissed at us, but I don't think that's a bad thing to say. Like what you've been paid a week before.
He's pocket watching. Sounds like some hating shit. Next question.
Okay, next, all right.
Fair enough. I know you already said earlier you can't say it, but I got to ask, how much is Kick paying you for the deal? You can just go ahead and say no comment.
Pocket watching.
I'll say this, okay? Don't listen to that Adin updates page, okay? That motherfucker bullshitting. That motherfucker is bullshitting.
Wait, did you say Aiden's not making 150 million for the next 2 years?
No, bro. No.
No.
I never publicly stated that, by the way.
Don't listen to that Adin updates channel for the numbers, okay? He's just that my man is putting like factual shit on there and then using like 3 factual statements to back up a 4th bullshit one.
Yeah. Aiden
You know what I'm saying?
Aiden updates is funny though. He's funny. He
is funny. I mean, yeah, the dude seems chill, but I wouldn't trust everything that's on that page.
I'm not making a $150 million 2-year deal. No, that's not real.
Okay. More of a serious question for Adin. Have you ever pictured a future for yourself, and this is no offense meant, right? We've seen this with Mixer as well. if Kick were to fail either in the near future, the far future, with your pending ban, supposedly permanent on Twitch, have you ever thought about like your future? Have you ever had a fear? I mean, you don't strike me as the kind of guy that fears the future, but have you ever actually sat back and thought about, all right, if Kick doesn't work out, what do I do next?
Adin, I got this. I think the better question is, do all those Twitch streamers that have died on the hill of Twitch with their protected contracts, have they thought about that question? If Twitch fails, because right now Twitch is deeply into the red. God knows what's happening in the next 1 to 2 years with Twitch Prime. God knows what's happening with the splits and all the other things. So the better question is that should be directed at everyone else at Twitch and the bigger streamers that are protected by contracts that won't put anything on the line for the smaller and mid-sized creators. Are they prepared to die on the hill of Twitch and close all their other avenues off? Because who knows what's going to happen there? Thank you.
That is also a great answer, but Adin, the first question to you.
What he just said, but I'll add on that. Like I said, man, I'm not worried at all about the future. I think I'll figure it out. I think no matter what, where I'm at, I'm able to maneuver myself out of problems, and I've been doing that throughout my whole life, man. So like I said, I'm very blessed, man. I signed the biggest streaming deal of all time, and I'm just here to spread positivity, and I'm here to give back and change lives somehow, some way. I'm gonna figure it out, right? And I think that's what I'm on right now. So if stuff's gonna get in the way, if I'm gonna get speed bumps, obstacles, then I'll get around it, and I'll still figure out what I want to do. It won't fail, bro. I'm bringing all my friends over. We got a lot of cool shit planned, and like I said, bro, we have a platform that genuinely listens and wants to see, we want that want to see every creator succeed on this shit.
To be fair to Jake's point, Adin, I've told you this before as well. I would definitely take a little, I would, take some caution, because at the end of the day, like, you gotta always make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? So don't burn all bridges.
Yeah.
These things are important to always keep. Like, what I mean? Even I myself understand that. So Jake's not entirely wrong on that aspect or that regard, but yeah, you're right. I think it'll be just fine, but you shouldn't burn all bridges in pursuit of that.
And one thing I do want to say, though, people think that Kick is gonna fail like Mixer. The thing is, Twitch was at its all-time peak when Mixer came out. Now I feel like Twitch is making stupid decisions such as the ad shit where they're making creators spam ads and basically, taking like a lot of like cuts that are unnecessary and just all these things, man. I think Twitch is dying. So now that Kick can come into play and offer what Twitch can't, especially for small creators trying to make a living off this shit, now they're kind of getting threatened, and all the big creators getting signed to multi-million-dollar deals. Now they can really like kind of start to panic because now is a perfect time for Kick to come in and swoop and give him some competition. And we're going to see it as it progresses, bro. We just have to wait and see.
Can I add something real quick, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I think I keep seeing these comparisons of Mixer and Kick. I think there's a big, major difference between the two, okay? Mixer had no understanding, and it seems to be the same case with Twitch's current higher-ups as well. They have no understanding of what keeps Twitch going. They have this weird understanding that it's the huge streamers that just sit there passively with large audiences that don't actually have a community, don't have any voice, no leadership, right? Mixer picked up two streamers that are very, very talented, very great at the games they play, the respective games they play. And, they built empires. They're very successful, and, kudos to them for that. But
Chat, how do you like a Kick so far, chat?
Streamers like that, and picking up streamers who are controlling the underground, who have connections in the underground, who understand how the lifeblood and the foundations of Twitch work and what streamers hold up each section of each respective platform, right? That's where Mixer went wrong. Mixer chose people who on paper look good. But when it comes down to the entire infrastructure of Twitch, there is no correlation or connection whatsoever with those people's streams and the entirety of the Twitch foundational infrastructure that keeps everything going. My understanding of that is the difference between Mixer and Kick, right? And you can see that for Mixer, when Mixer came out and these people signed it, did we see any movements? Did we see any conversions of other streamers? No. When Kick came out, we saw instant conversions, right? Because we weren't just we weren't just trying to get Adin Ross, 100K viewer streamer. We were fixing actual issues that Twitch has chosen to neglect and be greedy in, right? They decided to keep certain splits and take those splits and give them to larger creators through contracts, right? The entire business model over there is fucked up and corrupt. And we've decided to fix that, attack that, and come out with something that's better for all creators. So I think there's a big difference between Kick and Mixer. Thank you.
I like that distinction. And to kind of hop on that real quick before we get back to Adin. So how well is Kick funded? Because you touched on a good point there, where Mixer, they didn't really offer too much for streamers besides an alternative, right? But Kick, at the very least, is offering 95-5 splits. You have made headlines, certainly so. I believe is it 100% of, correct me if I'm wrong here, 100% of donations or a high percentage of donations also go directly to streamer. So at least you're offering things that Mixer never in their wildest dreams could have offered. So how well funded is Kick to actually offer those things has been a concern by a lot of people.
My dog with the God motor with the 700 viewers. Thank you so much. 700 viewer host. Thank you.
I will answer that question, and then we'll move back to Adin.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think funding is relevant here because Microsoft and Mixer were very, very well funded, right? So funding isn't the correct question here. The correct question is greed, right? Sub splits. So people are under this weird. This weird, what's what I'm looking for? They're under this weird like assumption that sub splits come from the platform, that we lose something for that, right? That we're giving money from that. No. Sub revenue is something, it's a win-win. The creator comes to a platform and he or she or they brings that subscriber revenue from their community, from other places.
Did he just say they, chat?
He loses nothing for giving somebody a good split. That's just greed. Do you understand? A platform can run properly and at least at break even if you properly set up a plan where the CCVs you get from the streamers moving over, right, are properly like properly converted to toward advertisers and sponsors in the long run, right? So that's the better question. If you do it right, advertisers and sponsors will at least get you to the break even for allowing the streams to be running. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think it could be debated, but we don't have the. We don't want to go stretch that on too long. Adin, you said I could ask just about anything, and I know that after the instance this past week, a random thread was started on Twitter about a guy who said he was your half brother. Miller Ross, correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, if you don't want to speak on this, you don't.
Bro, that is obviously fake, bro. Why do you give into that? Why do you give into that? But you won't even say Adin Ross gave a camera guy a lens or. Well, I'm just saying. Why speak on that, bro? Go ahead.
I never covered it. I reached out to the guy, and he kind of gave me some interesting responses back, and he reassured me that you were actually going to talk about this on stream. I will say. The dude had an accredited job that he, on his Twitter account, everything, that he pretty much put at risk if what you're saying is true, is that he's not your real, is he in no relation at all to you?
Dude, no relation at all. No.
So you're telling this, okay, if that is true, you're telling me this freaking weirdo just made up this entire story about his back?
Yes.
Okay, so I've been in DMs with him, so if he ever sends me any proof, we can come back to this point then?
Yes, if he sends you a family photo and he can name all my family members and he can name certain childhood shit, then sure. But no, bro, don't give into that stupid ass shit, bro. Come on.
Now, I never covered it, but it obviously was talked about a lot, and you refuted it publicly.
And Dexter tweeted that out, bro. I don't know if you guys work together or not, bro. That come on, bro. We gotta be better than that, bro.
Well, we come from the same vein, so I can't knock them, and obviously I get my knocks too, right? You could hate on me because I almost did cover it. So, but I'm just curious if you had a response to that, because I know you called it fake.
Yeah, my response
that is fake. That's weird as frick.
It is as fuck. You could say weird as fuck. You're on Kick. You could say that.
Nah, I'm good.
Say it out loud.
I can't.
You can, because you're censored.
I'm a plant. Can you give me the answer? What, you got an explanation for this?
Say what, Adin?
He can't say fuck.
Guys,
I love
we're not here to focus. We're not here to focus.
You can't say fuck, bro.
I love this. Train, I love this. Fuck. You really can't say fuck?
All right,
come on, bro.
Give me an answer, Adin. Give me an answer. Come on. So is that,
I just told you. That's my response. I don't have a brother. I think that person who did that is weird.
That is wild.
And it is true, bro. What do you mean if? It is.
I know. I was gonna say. I'm
just
gonna say it's sad that I had to say if true. I just wanted to.
If Twitter wasn't a thing and the social media thing weren't a thing, Jake, I really feel like you and I can conversate and get along. But the thing is, thank you, Train. I really think that this shit really got you fucked up, bro. I get it. It's your job. I understand, bro. But it's like you can't even say the word fuck. Think about that. You're telling me, can I say one thing?
To be fair, wait, Adin.
Can I just say one thing? Behind closed doors, do you say fuck? You don't have to.
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, off camera in real life.
This is a different story for a different time. No, I don't. But it's just whatever.
If he doesn't, then that's fair if he doesn't want to say it, right? But if he does, then
Guys, this is not a big. Why are we talking about this? Like what?
Because it's fucking important. Fucking important. Keyword fucking. Let me ask you this real quick, actually. No, let me ask him this.
Yes.
How old do you think your average viewer is?
I don't know. Chat, how old are you guys? Let's see. Well, they're gonna troll now because I asked it like that. I would honestly say, bro, above the age of 16 and 17 up, I would say the average is probably in the 20s, like 20-ish, 21, 22. Probably.
In the 20s?
I believe so, yes. Train, you don't think so?
Lawyer? Had someone say?
You don't think so?
Well, I'm
I
just
think we're growing up.
technically,
I think,
it
bro,
can't be proven because people could lie about their age or whatever the hell, so
Right.
we can't say. But let's just say my
Train.
community is
Train.
in the average of 20s,
Train.
mid-20s. So I
Everyone-
don't know if...
Train, let me just say one thing. Everyone that I have in Discord, always for talent shows and stuff, they're all over 18 every single time. I drag random people every time. I might get one 14, 15-year-old, they get disconnected like that. My viewers have been, they're older now than they were a year or two ago. So,
Okay, I believe that.
not really. They're growing up.
Awesome. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, right? Like, obviously that can become a clip, and it's like majority of streamers probably have a close age gap within a few.
That's
years.
not true. I think Speed has the youngest fan base out of me, Kai, and Speed, and Bruce, and your age and stuff, and Gideon. I think Speed has the youngest for sure. I don't know.
That's a fair statement, I think.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, bro, I believe that people.
I do think most streamers have a young audience.
I think it tailors towards young. That's.
I would say mine is honestly.
I don't-
I would say mine is getting older though. I'm telling you, I don't have a lot of young people watching me anymore.
I think the important thing is this, like whether they are or aren't, I think the better question is the content that you're putting out, are you trying to cater toward younger people or are you trying to cater toward your own age group, right? That's the better question in my opinion. Because
I would say my own age group, bro. I've been doing things that like I don't know, bro. I've been doing things that like people have lately not like my own community has not been liking lately, and they know that my core has not been fucking with the content I've been put out lately, like podcasting and talking about certain things and all these topics. I'm trying to really cater towards more of the older people, the people that are more mature and grown. That's just what I've been on. I like doing that more, and it's something I like enjoy more putting out. So,
I guess what I was getting at was, do you feel responsibility, like knowing that at least part of your audience, I think some might argue a big part of your audience is younger than you. Do you ever feel like a responsibility? And that's a great question from Train too. Like, not that you're
of course,
towards them or your own, but do you ever feel a responsibility of what you're putting out there? Then, like, that could influence a lot of people, a lot of impressionable people.
for sure, bro. I've learned throughout my career of certain stuff that I've done, and certain things. But I think it's the parents' fault if they're not of age to be able to be influenced and stuff. I really do look at the parents. I mean, on my stream, whenever I'm doing certain things that require a certain age, I'm always putting 18 plus and stuff. I kind of already answered this question though. We already talked about it earlier. But yeah, that's
an answer.
I mean, that's what I said. We talked about parents training. I remember you spoke on it.
Yeah, I think what falls on the streamer is I think one of the only responsibilities that falls on the streamer is to always be transparent, to not mislead, right? So, those kind of things are important, right? So let's say for gambling, for example, right? For me, I've always been known to have an older, one of the oldest actually demographics on all of Twitch, and I'm sure on Kick as well. But still, I think it's the streamer's responsibility to not mislead, not sell a false reality, right? To be transparent about all these things. That's what falls on the responsibility of the streamer. As far as who's watching, I think that falls on the responsibility of the parents.
Thank you, Trey.
Like, because we get into a real slippery slope once we start saying, oh, well, there's a 12-year-old watching. So where do we stop that, Jake? Like, do we stop it at politics, at a hot tub streamer? At like, where does the line get drawn? Because the problem is, if we set a standard for one thing, right? you know damn well the next thing comes up, then the next thing, the next thing, then the next thing you know, we're on a platform where you can only sit there and read fucking church sermon, right? Like, and even then, it'll be like, wait a second, I don't want my 12-year-old watching a Christianity video. What if my 12-year-old's Muslim? What if my 12-year-old is, something else? So like, where does it end? There has to be something where the parents take responsibility of how they raise their kid. On top of that, I remember the shit that I saw when I was younger. This idea that because I see Adin doing something, I'm gonna become that person. It is just such bullshit. It's virtue signaling trash from creators who are trying to hold back other creators that don't fit their mold and aren't giving them a piece. Because realistically, bro, the responsibility is in the parent to raise their kid right. So if the kid sees something, they can make their own decisions once they're old enough. The shit that I saw, if I turned out based on what I saw when I was 14 years old, right? Bro, God knows what the fuck I'd be. But when my parents raised me right, so I gathered everything I witnessed, everything I saw, and I made my own decisions when I became old enough. So this idea that, if someone watches Adin at 12, they're gonna become this fucking crazy extremist villain at fucking 22, it is bullshit.
Yeah,
it is such bullshit.
And I want to add on, Trey, thank you for that. I want to add on, what about rappers that rap about fucking bitches and selling drugs and shit? When I was 14, when I was 12, I had a PSP and I listened to Get Rich or Die Trying and Eminem all the fucking time, all day. I didn't become a drug dealer and do drugs and hate my mom like in Cleaning Out My Closet, Eminem said. And I didn't do all these things. And look at Ice Spice and Cardi B and all these rappers talk about, look at my fat ass. Oh my God, I'm gonna stand through this pole naked. And oh my God, look at my ass. Oh my God, fuck me. Oh my God, I'm gonna fuck you. So it's the same thing. Hold people responsible if you're going to on all levels, not just this.
You should start saying frick more. I think you'd enjoy it. I think it might catch with you.
I'm a realist. I'm me. I'm authentic. I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want. Like there's two genders, Mr. Lucky.
I think the devil's advocate to all that and the counter that that your lawyer has been this whole time would be that when it comes to streamers, a lot of these kids are watching their favorite streamers for 4, 6, 8 hours a day. They're watching you every single day as opposed to just one music video. So I think it's fair to say that they're impressionable to the point where your humor, maybe your lifestyle, maybe all these things that you do might have greater influence on these kids than a rapper would. You have greater influence.
Want to hear the base take?
Let's go.
I'll give you a based response to that. In my opinion, it's based and it's way ahead of this time. If you want to get to the real damaging shit mentally and psychologically, I think this idea that we've perpetuated in the streaming world that we are role models, we need to act perfect and robotic, causes far more psychological damage and trauma, because we look at these streamers, especially younger impressionable audiences, and say, wait a second, I'm not that. I have these feelings. These feelings aren't normal because this person doesn't have them. Oh, this person's perfect. This person doesn't cuss, doesn't do this, doesn't do this, doesn't do that. And suddenly people start not liking themselves. They start hating themselves because they think that is what a human should be. But in reality, that is not what a human should be. These perfect robotic showings of streamers lead to sadness, misery. This is why those streamers are miserable and sad all the time. They don't stream. They take 3-month breaks at a time, 4 hours a month streaming.
And
it is fucking. And I'm telling you,
there's nothing wrong with it. But they're on they're on antidepressants and they do things to numb their pain and stuff. And look, there's nothing wrong. I have family members that are on that too. But I'm just saying.
I wouldn't go to those areas, bro. But
I'm not attacking it. All I'm saying is this.
I know you're not.
I'm not. But Trey, what I was gonna say was, let's not try to idolize everyone. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just it's setting a standard to idolize streamers when reality, bro, we're really fucked up. I'm not a normal person. I'm fucked up.
Yeah, but you have to be careful of using that to rationalize and justify stupid behavior, right? At the end of the day, like, you can't say I'm fucked up and then go do fucked up shit and say, oh, well, I'm human, right? So there's two sides to it. There has to be a happy medium between the two, right? I do think the extreme ideology of these sponsors that sponsor streamers that are perfect robotics, smile on their face all the time.
Wait,
they don't say fuck, they don't say shit, they don't
ever
do anything with their friends. They're always like, hey, how are you? Are you having a good day? Yes, I am. That is not human. That is not realistic. It's setting a standard that no human will ever meet. And people, I think that causes more psychological damage and trauma than Adin pulling up a fucking Pornhub site on the fucking page. And I don't see any coverage on that. Why? Because we're not there as a society to see that damage yet. Because that damage, it's not something you can see. That happens behind the scenes. There's no actual data on that. It's something that you know what's happening from experience yourself in real life when you're viewing that kind of shit, right? I think we should get to a time where sponsors say, you know what? Let's, maybe we don't sponsor someone that's extreme and says crazy shit all the time, but should we really push out this idea that human beings are this perfect robotic thing? Like, think about like what that is saying to younger people who are, by the way, at their most vulnerable when it comes to self-identity. And you could use that argument and say, oh, well, they're impressionable. They're watching Adin do this. That's when it comes down to parents, though, right? That's when it moves. That's the line where I believe it moves to parents to properly raise their child, know what they're doing at all times. And obviously, we can go further down to this argument, you know,
it's
at
kind
another
of
time.
a
But
lengthy one.
it's a very lengthy one. It's going to take like 2-3 hours.
But it does go. Thank you, Shay, for saying that. It does go both ways. Like, can I ask you a question? And I love Lizzo, but like, why is she worship, but she's like, you know, like obese?
What?
What?
Your lawyer on this.
What? Like, I'm actually asking a genuine question. No, I'm not trying to like. I mean, for real, train. Like, what's
Can you guys debate this while I go pee? Am I allowed to go pee?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to ask Trent about
Go
that.
pee.
Cool? Am I cool? All right.
Wait,
Yeah.
how old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
32.
Oh, you're my age.
I got a small bladder too, so I'll be right.
Let's take a look at those thighs, boy. Yeah, stand up.
Yo, really, train?
Bro, what the fuck does Lizzo, bro, what does worship and being obese have to do with anything?
No, I'm not. And again, I'm not fat shaming. I guess
No,
I should.
you can fat shame, that's fine.
I guess I should have just used.
Fuck.
I guess I should have used Cardi B as an example.
Bro, her being worshipped because of her music or whatever is fine. Her being obese has nothing to do with that, right? Like, but now if people want to say, oh, being obese is fine, like love bodies that are obese, yeah, I think that's fucking stupid. And that's the exact extreme ideology that is just fucking, it's dumb, right? Like that's an unhealthy lifestyle. Now, if it's a medical condition, you can't control your weight, then that's a different story. But if you're sitting there justifying eating pounds of fucking McDonald's hamburgers all the time, saying, oh, well, love your body, blah, 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 blah. I think that's fucking irresponsible, and that's manipulating today's movements. Can't be worshipped because she's fat is ridiculous, and you have to be very careful because you can easily get discredited and destroyed in an argument for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thanks, Train. That's why I have you here.
The camera's on.
Damn, bro, think about this. If I was a news reporter, I could say Jake Lucky bashing hold on, wait. Jake Lucky bashing Adin Ross for showing tits and ass to young viewers. Jake Lucky shows his ass knowing it's a younger audience. That is just weird.
No, literally.
Oh, frig. That's
Are you,
you know what I came.
dude?
What I missed?
Fuck! Come on, have some fun with it.
Are we allowed to expand on the whole steak and kick stuff or no?
But I mean, what are you talking about?
Wait a second. I know what happened.
What?
I know what happened.
What happened, Trey?
I mean, I could be completely schizo and paranoid here. Some people pulled you over, huh? Hey, Jake.
Oh, I got a list.
Come over here. I gotta take a piss. Say you gotta take a piss. Say that.
I have a small bladder and a list.
Expand on this, brother. Expand on this. Say this. We got some messages right now. Yeah. Say this.
You can just say no. I have a list right here. You ding ding.
Yo, we called you a ding ding, Train.
Okay, you can't take it. All right, no.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. He says ding ding. I say dickhead.
Can you at all expand on that partnership between steak and kick? And if not, it's totally cool.
No, it's pretty simple. So kick and steak are two separate businesses, right? But the investors of, steak are invested in kick, right? A big investment in kick. So yeah, there are a steak owner is invested in kick.
Got you. Thank you.
To a large degree, yes.
And then, so real quick, totally backtracking as well. Earlier, I think, Train, you also mentioned, and this is back on the Twitch thing, Adin, this could also bring you in as well. You don't got to touch on it. You don't got to touch on it. You mentioned, and I know you guys got a lot to say. I was going to hop into this later when I said kick versus Twitch. But you said, like, Twitch teachers' pets?
Yes.
Oh, Train's about to go crazy.
Yes.
Don't got to expand on it, but I'm just curious what you mean by that. And Adin, you can obviously chime in, too.
You know what he means. But go
What
ahead.
I mean is this, okay?
Go.
Here's what I mean, okay? What I mean is these streamers, right? The contracted ones that you see all the time.
Who the teacher's pets,
right?
chat?
The ones
Name
that
them.
Pretend like everything's perfect.
Name the streamer's, chat.
Do-gooders, right? They do things for show. For example, right? They'll band together and for the clicks and the clout, say, hey, let's all boycott our ad revenue for the highest ad month and boycott Twitch. And if they don't ban gambling, we don't stream. They'll do these things knowing damn well that they gain from the popular opinion. But when it comes to real issues such as creator splits, such as the smaller and mid-sized creators? Do you see them boycotting their protected Twitch contracts? Do you see them boycotting their highest ad months? No, because they don't actually give a fuck. They'll only do it if they get maximum clout and likes from something that they know the public hates. But when it comes to real issues such as splits, money, the ad incentive programs, poor rates, these things, do you see them banding together and boycotting Twitch? No. These are the teachers' pets. Do you understand? It's all for fucking show. There's no consistency in any of their between what they preach and their actual actions, and that's what I mean. It's just a big fucking monopoly of people trying to mold other people into content that they themselves can get a piece of, and if they cannot, they will vilify you. And that's what we saw in the beginning stages with Adin, Kai, Bruce, Your Rage, and Speed. You saw them come in. These guys refused to give them a piece, refused to join their kingdom they've created. And what do we see in the first 3 months? A war that set out to ruin Adin, to ruin Bruce, to ruin Kai, to destroy them, to deplatform them, to remove them from Twitch. This is the kind of monopolization that's happening if you don't fit into a certain mold, and Twitch backs it, whether it's malicious or whether it's unintentional and Twitch is just naive. I don't know. I can't comment on that.
What has Kai done?
It's not about what Kai's done. It's about that war that broke off between the Poggers community and the WNL community, right?
Because I just see from my perspective, like Kai's doing incredible, and he hasn't.
I'm referring to the beginning stages, brother. The beginning stages, and let's touch upon that. Kai has been doing incredible. So where is his $10 million a year contract? Where is his true ad split, ad revenue? Where's all that?
I might have to have you back on a separate time because I think we could talk about everything you bring up for a lot longer. Is it fair to say that these deals have? We probably shouldn't. We shouldn't dive.
Do it. Come on. But you're asking about my deals. Talk about the deals. You're asking about my personal.
Right. If you guys are cool with time.
Yeah.
Too,
come on.
I want to focus on Adin interview. So.
Yeah, but you want to talk about deals? Let's talk about everyone's deals. Come on.
Okay, so from my perspective, these streamer deals are drying up like crazy. I mean, if Kai had done what he did today, a year ago, 2 years ago, heck yeah, I would assume he'd be set up for a really freaking hefty contract. Ninja, Shroud, lucky with timing. Nick Merckx, lucky with timing of where the space was, and the space is not in the space where it was then.
I wouldn't say lucky with timing because all of them just renegotiated contracts recently and they got renewed. If it was a lucky with timing thing, Twitch would have declined the renewals of those. So Twitch believes.
Is Twitch
Chad, do not call me Oven Boy.
Back then, and I don't think they are.
They're not giving the big money in that sense, but they're giving ridiculous deals to a group of people. I think the Nick Merckx deal is fine. I think Nick Merckx is a valuable streamer. There's a lot of streamers that I think they should lock up that are beneficial and are necessary to like keep Twitch's core going. But I think a lot of the streamers that they do back, just these are the teachers' pets I'm referring to. I think that is the corruption. There is no basis to why certain streamers should have deals like that, and others like Kai and Adin at the time. Obviously now he's gotten into some trouble, done some stupid shit, but right, there's no reason why these guys shouldn't have bigger deals or at least deals if they're going to get renewed.
Well, Jake, let me ask you a question. So Jake, let me ask you one question. Kai is the biggest streamer on Twitch. Speed is the biggest streamer on YouTube. They still get hit with bans. They still get hit with all this stuff. And here's the thing. Twitch shows fake love to Kai by tweeting at him and following him and gifting subs. But the real love comes where, hey, Kai, let's make sure you feel at home here. Let's give you a multi-million-dollar deal. Make sure you know you're good and you're good and you're set here. Why are they not doing that? But they're offering people who are involved in this little cult Twitch pet, like Train said, they care so much about Twitch and their communities, right? And they're small streamers, but they don't ever preach that these motherfuckers are literally getting fucked by getting 50-50 sub deals and getting spammed with ads, and it just doesn't make sense. It's inconsistent. Do you understand? Speed doesn't have a max contract on YouTube. He's the biggest YouTube streamer. It just doesn't make sense.
Speed is banned on Twitch, so the leverage is lessened. Now, I hear your point, and I think I agree with actually a bit of what you said there, and I think a lot of those streamers that got deals, it was a different time. But it's also, like, when you think about it, okay, here's my counter to that. I agree. Kai should be having the biggest deal Twitch has ever offered, or close to, right? But the bigger question is, now that you said that, if Kai is not leaving to a platform like Kick, who is offering him, I want to ask him why. What does he see in Twitch some sort of stability. He obviously sees something that is worth a counter to a potentially multi-tens of millions of dollars from Kick. But I agree with you on that other notion too, right? He should be getting that deal regardless.
It's actually the other. It's the other way around for the Kick stuff.
Can you expand?
I can't.
Motherfricker.
It's
Effort.
like.
If you say the word fuck, well,
At that point though, if Kai is not getting a deal, I'm still curious why he's not going elsewhere. Then he obviously feels like Twitch is a great place to be.
Because he doesn't have an offer yet like that. That's why. You're assuming that there's a Kick offer on the table.
I saw the tweets, Train, so I figured there was an offer maybe in the works.
In the works and on the table are two different things.
Got you. Okay. So you guys are saying you don't think that Kick is you don't think Twitch is going to offer Kai a multi-million-dollar deal that he deserves?
I hope they do. Personally, even though I'm on Kick here, I hope they give Kai everything he deserves.
Chad, you guys think Twitch is going to, yes or no?
I hope they give him a true 50-50 ad split, not revenue, not sub split, sorry, ad split. As you know, it's advertised as if we all get 50-50 on ads, but it's capped at a certain CPM, so we're not actually getting 50-50, right? If you look at a real 50-50 ad deal for the contracted streamers, I'll give you an example, right? If I'm making, let's say, $40K a month on ads because of my premium deal that I have, right? That's not a real 50-50 split on ads. That's capped at a certain CPM value. If you look at a real contracted streamer that has an actual contract with Twitch, right? And you look at their ad contract,
I gotta pee.
when they make 50-50, they're making 40K a stream, right? So just on ads. So it's like there's a lot of things that are misleading in the contracts as is. So I hope Kai gets a $10 million a year contract, even if it means he doesn't come to Kick. I hope he gets that because that's what Twitch should be striving for. They've disconnected from the creators. They've literally gotten way too big. They don't care about anything other than the bottom line, which they're not even meeting anymore. And all they do care about is locking up streamers that, in my opinion, have no business being locked up at all. They're not doing anything. They just fit the perfect mold Twitch wants on their magazine covers, right?
This is perfect with him peeing though. Real quick, I had a question actually for you too, because you know you find yourself in a very unique spot where you still have a huge following on Twitch and obviously a huge following to be, and obviously going to be in the future on Kick too. Yeah. And I saw a thread the other day, and they were like, "Man, I just feel really bad." And I know you're going to correct this anyway, but like I feel bad for Train because he is offering a potential solution to streamers with these high splits, these high ad deals, or monetary benefits for streamers that Twitch does not offer over on Kick. But unfortunately, some streamers are clearly taking advantage of that and ruining it for what could be the masses. So my question to you being like, how has taking on this Kick deal been for you? Like, has it been way more stressful than you expected? Has it been way more fun than you expected? Like, give me some details too.
Well, I did say we wouldn't get into this, but I will give you that since he's peeing. The one thing that irritates me is when I try to create a platform that has more freedom, right? Actually looks at context, and then people decide to come and cross lines and do things for the sake of clout and high viewership.
Yeah, chat what I miss. Who's winning, chat?
And that's what ruins
Bro, we lab. It's on slow mo. I'll take the chat slow mo. Do you want to see, bro? Chat's on slow mo. Say hi in the chat if you're in this bitch.
And reason and common sense. I think we could run a successful platform where people are more free. They can put the content out that they want as long as it doesn't cross those hateful lines or those lines of nudity or whatever the hell the case is. Unfortunately, that's not the case. You give someone an inch, they've taken a yard thus far. So hopefully we get to a point. I'll release more on Twitter and update the TOS to make it a little bit more clear. But yeah, it definitely gets frustrating from time to time when I see people coming here and thinking they can do whatever the fuck they want, and they cross those lines every day for views, clicks, and clout.
Yeah, great answer. We back to it though, boys? Huh?
Yeah, let's do it. What you got?
Oh, I got lots. This has been great, and thanks for actually taking the time. I actually did not expect the response on all this, so just a quick thanks to both y'all for hopping on. Like I do appreciate. I know we've had our differences, but I think people can appreciate the expansion on all these topics because it is a very interesting time to be a streamer, a creator in this space. You know. With that being said, again, obviously everything I say from here on out, you guys can just say no comment, whatever. The streaming the Super Bowl stuff was pretty freaking wild, huh? Are you guys allowed to talk on?
I spoke to Jackson Mahomes. Okay, gave me permission.
Nice. That's the TikTok guy, right?
No comment. No, I'm kidding. Train, that's my lawyer, so he can
Yeah, the watching of anything will not be tolerated. DMCA laws do exist and they will be enforced. So have that common sense. If it's ever happened, then it clearly was because there was a special circumstance in that scenario. Beyond that, that's as much as I can give you.
So you can't explain what that special circumstance was?
No.
Was this all just a big marketing ploy and it somehow worked out?
Definitely not. I have, believe me, my marketing ploys go way, way deeper than something as, simplistic.
Chat, be nice, bro.
That.
Chat, stop spinning. He's gay, bro. Chill out, bro.
This is back to Adin. Do you ever think you've been canceled?
Yeah.
When?
All the time for like 4 years.
So what does being canceled mean to you then?
You tell me. I don't believe it.
I don't believe in it either.
Oh, that's actually the first thing you've said that I've actually respected about you.
Nothing else? Not even the frick?
No,
I do like the shorts. I do like the shorts.
Thanks. All right, we can. Okay.
Genuinely.
Well,
Pretty nice thighs too. I don't mean to get weird, but those are pretty nice thighs.
but nah, man.
I enjoy the quadriceps too. Go ahead.
Like I said, bro. I think being canceled is so that word. Train, tell me about that word.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was looking at his quadricep muscle right there. That's just bulging out. That's a nice little. Oof. Yeah.
Yo, Train, you're making him uncomfy, bro. Look at him. He's a little bit scared now. Now look.
Wait. Whoa. Oh, sorry. Stutter.
I was just gonna say, bro. I've been canceled a lot throughout my career, right? Quote unquote canceled. I don't fuck with it because I think if you make a mistake, Jake, I think if you're a person and you do something that like you actually like are in the wrong for, I don't think you should be deplatformed. I don't think you should be getting sent a bunch of people to completely try to ruin and bash you. I think you should just be corrected. I think that's what needs to be happen, right? I think being corrected is more important than being deplatformed and canceled. You know what I mean? So,
Can I add?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do find it extremely hypocritical from the. So cancellation definitely came from an obvious political side, right? Or an obvious political affiliation. And it's funny to me because cancellation has been perverted and manipulated, in my opinion, right? These are the same people that preach and push for the rehabilitation of fucking serial killers that are in prison, right? Yet,
Chad, is he a boner?
that rehabilitation stops there. Where's the rehabilitation in a streamer who says something and gets corrected? Where's the rehabilitation in making a mistake on stream that is nowhere close to that of people who are in prison for murder, right? So it's funny how these values don't follow. The goalpost is moved for each context conveniently based on what outcome that they want, right? So at the end of the day, I agree with Adin. I think what we should push for is rehabilitation and teaching rather than cancellation.
But Jake, and I want to add in, Train. Jake, your platform is to literally cancel people. You just said you don't believe in cancel culture, but your platform.
I don't. That's why I like this discussion.
But you lead it, and you can you choose what you're putting out, and sometimes you don't report on positive things and only negative things, and
let's get into it.
You're kind of leading the cancel culture in a way in our space. I would think so, because if you only report on things that have a negative context to it, I think it's bad. Like, you're not giving context sometimes to certain things, and you've definitely done some damage to myself and Speed and Kai in the past and all these other streamers. You gotta understand, bro. You have a blog and you post and it brings a lot of attention to it, and people see it, people like it, retweet it, and it gets out there, right? So you're part of the problem. Your platform is part of the problem because you're choosing what you're putting out there as well, and the cancel culture. As far as the cancel culture goes, yeah, you're a part of it, bro.
So then, who have I canceled? This is a general question.
You've tried to cancel me, Speed, for sure.
No, I've never tried to cancel anyone. Name a time where I
maybe that's not your intent to do so.
Never my intent.
I'm gonna be honest. I believe it is your intent for sure.
Why? I can't cover you if you're canceled.
Yeah, you can. You get more likes off it.
No, I can't. Then your existence is done. There's no such thing as cancellation completely. And by the way,
Exactly.
like, the Speed instance, that's a good one to bring up. Speed, when I covered him 2 times in a negative light, and that was probably one of the biggest learning curves of my time. But that dude blew up during that time. And you could say he got a YouTube strike. I didn't ask for that. I wish he didn't. I wish he hadn't had, because of the repercussions that I served, like the things that I got sent, the things that I got involved in, and people I had to get in touch with because of that. So that for me was like the biggest learning curve of like, you got to be careful who you talk about. But it was never my intent to cancel someone, because you can't, if you're covering news on Speed.
But you're biased about it. You're biased about it. So what? So
let's focus on cancel first.
I'm gonna let you. This has to do with cancel. You're biased about how you state things. So when you're biased about how you state things, your intention is to cancel the person, because
my intent is not to cancel anyone.
Hold on, Jake. Maybe you're saying that, but it is, because if you specifically don't, I'm gonna let you finish. But if you specifically don't like anyone, a specific person, Jake, and the way you tweet out only wrong things about it or about that person, and you never tweet out anything positive about that person, it looks like your intention is to cancel this person.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Perception is a crazy thing, because negative news gets a lot more highlights than positive news. And I promise you, you go to my page each day, you're going to see different news than what pops up on your timeline. And I also will say, when it comes to Twitter, right, we're limited to these characters. I don't word everything the best way possible. It's a huge learning curve. But I can promise you, it was never my intent to actually cancel someone. And nor have I ever. Like, Speed, after the instance, you check his socials, blew through the moon. And I wish YouTube had not given him a strike, because I tell you what, it's a learning curve from my side of things too. But if I cancel someone, I can't cover them and get the clicks that I supposedly do want, right? But I think it's a good discussion. I think you make good points. I believe in some of my points too. But I don't think anyone has been canceled, ever. Besides, if you get canceled, nowadays you deserve to be canceled. And you can you name anyone?
Yeah.
Who?
They tried to cancel my boy Andrew Tate.
They tried. He's still the most talked about man, and I don't want to get into. I don't cover the Andrew Tate stuff. So
Do you like Andrew?
I got no comment for you on this subject, man.
Wow, you can't even say if you like. Do you agree with some of his points? Any one of his points? Do you agree with any one of his points? Any one of them?
I agree with some of Lizzo's points. You don't like her. Where's this going down?
That was a bad example, but don't try to flip it on me. I'm asking you. Have you ever looked at one of Andrew Tate's videos or anything he's ever said and just been like, I agree with that? I'm not saying you have to agree with everything. Just one of his points.
Adin, I cover streamer gaming news. I don't cover Andrew Tate.
I'm just asking you if you could just say yes or no. Do you agree with one of his points? One of them.
What do you get out of this? Like, why?
I'm just curious. What do you get out of the things you do? I'm just curious. You're asking questions. I'm asking questions as well. I just want to conversate, bro.
Yeah, it's just like
Converse.
Thank you.
It's not. It's for me, for where I come from, right? And I still like that we were talking about bias and cancel culture more than Andrew Tate. It's not worth having an opinion on a lot of these topics for me, right? Like, I cover news. I don't come from any kind of means that you guys have made for yourselves, and rightfully so. You built your audiences, you've earned your money, whatever. But coming from where I come from, if I speak on those things, you start to really riddle your audience down and down and down. I don't touch on those things. I don't care. I focus on streamers and gamers.
I'm just saying, do you have TikTok?
I don't. I'm trying to stay away from TikTok.
Okay, you have YouTube, correct?
What? Where are you going with this, man? We were just talking about cancel culture. Let's get back to it.
Because if you converse with me, converse with me, I want to converse back with you.
I got no comment on that guy. I don't care.
All right, bro. Yeah, all I wanted to know is if you just agree with anything he's ever said. But okay.
Okay. No, because I haven't heard enough.
Okay.
But let me continue that though, because you bounced off me. Let me bounce off you. I would say, as a big streamer, you were involved with a very controversial figure like Andrew Tate. Have you heard from him recently?
No comment on that, bro.
See how? So you.
That's way different, though, bro. This motherfucker's in jail right now. That's
so
way
I
different.
Can comment on him, but you can't?
All I asked was, have you ever agreed with anything he's ever said? Ask me that question. I'll say happily yes.
All I asked was if you've actually talked to the guy.
I can't comment on that type of stuff, bro. Right. There's a literal legal case going on right now, and I don't want to get involved with the legal part.
All
right.
What? That's fair. That's fair. That's a great point.
Yeah. Come on.
So back to the whole cancel culture thing, because that to me is a very interesting discussion. Because I briefly spoke to Speed because of Gideon, who I like really appreciate for bringing Speed on, because like there was no way to get in touch with Speed because he's just like, he's up there, right? He's made it. So I really appreciate Jitty on for bringing Speed on, because we actually had a tiny conversation. I don't think he likes me by any means, and that's fair. But I don't think I've actually canceled anyone. Can you name for me someone who's actually really been canceled?
You actually got me banned for I think like what, a month and a half, or something like that, from you posting.
Do you want to talk about this?
I'm not gonna go into that topic at all. I mean that whole
Come on,
case.
now you can't bring it up like
I'm just
that.
saying,
Like I got you
I'm
banned,
just
and
saying,
you can't talk about it.
I'm just saying it's just funny though, because you did posting that. I got confirmed that was what got me banned. Your post.
So are you admitting to saying it then?
Hey bro, no comment.
You see, okay. So we probably should move on from this topic, because that's not very fair.
I mean, I'm just letting you know right now. That specific clip you tweeted out is
Okay.
what got me banned for a month and a half.
The specific clip of you saying it, I mean, you can't blame me for reporting it, can you? This is where the weird line is, right? Like, I shouldn't be friends with streamers. Do I not cover that if I know it's you? And you can just pass. We can move on to better things.
Yeah. Next question. Okay, I see what, Trump or Biden.
I don't get political, dude. I'm too dumb to know politics.
So you don't vote?
You're an interesting fella.
I'm asking, you don't vote?
Why does it matter?
I'm just curious. Who did you vote for? I'll tell you who I voted for.
I just don't like getting into politics, man. I don't think there's very good options on either side.
All right.
Who'd you vote for?
If you answer, I'll answer. Happily. Anything else you got?
Yeah, I got plenty.
I voted for Biden. What's good?
Thanks, lawyer. I appreciate that. All right, you guys are.
No, that was my response, not yours.
No, I know. So when it comes back to this whole Twitch versus Kick thing, it's really interesting to me, because we're in a very wild time of. I agree with you, Train. This is not a Mixer situation. You know, when Mixer came up, and I think people forget, Mixer was doubted from day one. At least from my point of view.
Chat, I'm gonna call this shit, chat. How long have we been doing this shit for?
Like when
How long have we live for, chat?
Like combined 60K viewers.
Let's get into the end.
I think Kick actually has, if not the same, maybe potentially more traction, if not just in headlines. I'm not sure viewership wise. So Adin, how would you compare Kick to Twitch?
That's a good question, bro. It's honest. Can I be honest? I can't give you a full on answer yet, because
It's not done. It's in beta.
it's not done. Yeah, it's not even like fully launched yet. I'm nowhere near where I can finally compare. I'm nowhere near where I can. It's not even at its peak yet. It's not even at like where it needs to be. I want to ask me that question later on. I'm down to talk to you about that later on. But I think
I can give you a better answer right now.
Go ahead, Trent. Yeah, please.
At the end of the day, listen, I'm not going to sit here and, discredit Twitch's product. Okay, Twitch's product is great. All of us enjoy the site. We enjoy going on there. It's kind of like our homes, right? Or our second homes. The problem is, somewhere along the lines, I think they got it twisted, right? They went down the wrong path. They lost touch with their creators. Their policies went to shit, right? They started leaning toward a political side, and they catered only to that side, right? And once you get into those areas and you start, censoring that kind of stuff, and your policies begin to match that, and you start taking care of the people who fit that mold, that's when things go down the route where things begin to get, they start to get a little muddy and weird. So I don't think Twitch's product is great. I don't think they messed up there. I think where they messed up are their policies, their splits, their creator revenues, their creator revenue streams, things like this. I think there's a major disconnect from the higher ups to that. I think they're focusing too much on pander points. But in reality, you can tell that people like Asmongold aren't taken care of. People like Kai aren't taken care of. Why? Because they are out of touch with what is actually going on the ground. They're way too high up in their ivory towers to see what the fuck's good these days. And that's the issue right now. So until they fix that problem, it's just going downhill for now. So I think that's the biggest issue.
Adin, do you think other big Twitch streamers are going to be joining Kick?
I can't comment on that. That's more of a Train question.
Yes.
All right, there you go. That's a Train question, because at the end of the day, this is Train's project, and he and he brought me in, and he did tell me a lot of stuff and a lot of plans that he has, and if I'll just say this, man, if these plans follow through, you know, I think we're gonna have a really, really successful platform over at Kick, and they will. You know, I have a feeling that it's gonna happen.
Adin, one of your homies, you know, pretty crazy. The same day we're doing this, Kai broke the all-time record on Twitch, also breaking 300,000 subs on the platform. Pretty freaking crazy. I saw you tweet responding to him. Wish you could have called him on Twitch. Do you have like a message for him?
Thank you for actually asking that question, bro. That's a good question because that's a positive thing to ask, right? Thank God, because that just happened, and you know, I'm so proud of him. And again, I had conversations with him prior to the subathon when he was in LA and I was in LA, and we were talking, and you know, he was just like, bro, I don't know, like I'm kind of nervous that I'm gonna do it. I'm like, yeah, bro, you got this shit. The whole thing, the only difference is now, Kai, is that you got the fucking juice. Everyone knows you got the fucking juice, and you're a good person, so it's inevitable for you to do this shit, bro. And I'm very proud of him, bro. That's, again, man, he's well deserving of this, and honestly, he's worked so fucking hard to be where he's at, and you can't say anything else. He deserves it all, for sure.
Yeah, that number, dude, 300,000. Holy frick, F. Whatever word you guys use. But one last one. I'll leave it on this.
Holy fucking cocksucking shit.
Can
That's
I-
fucking
can I-
weird.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more after you?
You ask one more, and then I'll ask my question. We'll close it off mine.
All right, cool. Could be Kai, could not be Kai. Who's your favorite streamer right now, and why?
It changes a lot. It changes a lot.
Give me top three then.
Top three. Okay. Honestly, bro, my top three streamers, without offending anybody, Bruce. I like Bruce a lot. He has balls, and I love balls. I love the motherfuckers who got balls and stand on business. Bruce, Train.
I was about to side with Jake right there. Good shit, buddy, my man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And
You know what I mean? Jake had to go in on you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Bend you
I know.
backwards, give you some good dick, baby. Woo! Good
is that
shit.
true? Is that true, Jake? Is that what you were gonna
No.
do?
Oh yeah,
No.
take you to Paris, my man. You know what I'm saying? Jake, you want the front or the back? Sheesh, I'll take either.
And I'm gonna just say this third one is probably tied with I'm gonna put them all in one category. My SSB boys, slash who the fuck else I've been watching lately? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna just put SSB.
For those who don't know, can you elaborate real quick, just so people that don't?
Just my boys, my you know my actual like my boys. You know, yeah.
Like, would you put Speed in there? Would you put Kai in there? Where do they fall on your top list then?
Speed. Oh yeah, no. Well, the thing is with Speed and Kai is, I haven't been able to watch Kai stream because I've been banned lately.
You're banned?
You know I am, bro. Like, what the fuck? Ha 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 ha.
I can help you out, Aiden. I mean, realistically, like an example of this would be like me and XQC are very close friends, right? But right now, like who I watch are like Summit 1G, Tyler 1, and you know Asmongold, right, on his alt account. So it's like
Summit's so good, dude.
Summit's really good, right? Summit 1G and Tyler 1, like both, I fuck with them. You know, I love Tyler's sexy ass eyes. Those eyes, whoa man, when he looks up at me, god damn, bro, my god. Like if him and Michaela don't work out, hey T, my man, you let me know.
But yeah, bro, I fuck with a lot of. Let me just give you top 5: Train, Bruce, Kai, Speed, and SSB. That's my top 5. My
Gotcha.
boys.
And I'm so sorry because I might never get you.
Cuff'em, Prime, Neon, Cheezer, Schnaggy Hose, that type.
Rage, your rage.
Your Rage is not part of SSB. I fuck with your Rage.
I thought you meant like streamers. My bad.
Now, of course, your Rage is up there for me too.
And
Go.
my bad, real quick, because I might not ever get you again. If not, it might be a long time. So, like, when it comes to like someone like Speed,
I might be open to talking. You just report positive shit I do too. That's all I ask. But go ahead.
hey, you can, and you tell your boys to send me the positive. I can only cover what I see. So, but bouncing off the point though.
Yeah.
So when it comes to someone like Speed, he's the biggest streamer on YouTube.
Yes.
Arguably, right? I think you could probably.
Wait,
No, he
I gotta
is.
back
He
this
is.
up. I gotta
He is.
stop you
It depends.
both. I gotta
Tim
stop
the
you both.
Tatman's up there, too.
I gotta stop you both. I gotta stop you both. I gotta stop you both.
He
I'm sorry for this 2v1 stuff, but listen,
Chat, is Speed the biggest streamer on YouTube? Yes or
that was
no?
bullshit, Jakey.
which
That was
part?
bullshit. I only cover what I see. That's some bullshit. You know
No.
damn well. You know damn well a good reporter that does his he or she's or they's due diligence and looks into everything to present the whole story and the truth. There is no, that's all I see.
That's true.
Right.
It's
I'm
true.
just speaking from the fact of like I didn't see that Adin Ross gave a camera
It's your
to a
job to
photographer.
see. It's your job to see and find out whether it's reaching out.
No,
The
no,
problem is-
and you're right, but Train, you know how much goes on in this space, bro.
I do, but if you're gonna make a career and living out of this, then you better do the due diligence. The problem is in today's world, all of you guys, all the reporters, not just you, it's everyone, Stixerto as well. Y'all just want to get it out as fast as possible because you want to be the first. Therefore, it destroys that due diligence. Right? That window of due diligence leaves because you want to get it out first. So there's no due diligence at all. There's no looking into it again, the full story, seeing what's been good, what's been bad. But the funny thing is, if you only go off of what you see, let me tell you what's going to happen. There's already a preset narrative. There's already a preset group of popular people that are only going to have good clips pushed up and bad clips pushed up, right? So if you're going off of what you see, you're only going to regurgitate the truths that are being pushed by the Reddits that have already monopolized and run the narrative on all of Twitch, right? So for example, if you get your news from, let's say, Reddit, I can already tell you right now the positive and negative posts you're going to have in the next 2 weeks. I can tell you exactly the names of the streamers that are going to be good and the ones that are going to be bad. Because if you're only going off of that, it's just a regurgitation of the popular kids, right? That's why you need to do your due diligence. That's why there's frustration with me, because I know where your shit's coming from. I know where all these YouTubers exposed clips are coming from. It's coming from the same place that has been proven to be a biased cesspool of shit.
And that,
Thank you.
No, that's a solid point, right? It is tough to look past that and sift past that. But it's like if Adin does something very extreme, like we've already talked about on this stream,
Yeah.
you're not going to look past that and be like, hey, Adin, I know you showed this to your audience, but like, have you given a camera to someone else this week that I can show the good stuff to? So that there is a, like, do you know what I mean?
But I
It's
think
a tough,
time should
it's
be
a
put
tough
aside.
line, right?
Yeah. I'm referring to, right? So yeah, there isn't going to be a clip of that for you to see, but I think you should. You know what? If I want to be a long-term, if I want to have a long-term career in this, right? If I don't want to just be just like every other reporter in the last
The negative
10 years,
Nelly, right? I don't want to be the negative Nelly all the time.
Well, it's not even that. It's that everyone that goes into the exposed culture world, they die off in a year to year and a half. Always, because you can't keep up. You have to really look for bad viral clips all the time. That doesn't come. So you start making shit up. You start going as you go and seeing things and believing anything, right? So what I'm saying is, if you grab that clip of, let's say, Adin doing that, I think you should say, okay, you know what, guys, it's not going to get as many clicks, but let's go into and see some of the good he's done, right? Like, these are the things that I think will cement your career, right, in time, and won't have you die off in a year to year and a half, or whatever the fucking time frame is, right? But the problem is no one wants to do that because it doesn't get likes. That clip that you post might get 2,000 likes versus the one of Adin being canceled will get 85,000 likes, right? Like, so it just matters what your principles are in that regard. Does that make sense?
And this is why I also respect it and like an invitation like this, because most streamers who have done some pretty crazy things the last couple months wouldn't come on and talk about them. So like and that's, hopefully you can share it. There's going to be clips out of this that are clips that are painted good. So hopefully there's a level balance in that. But yeah, I definitely see the point you're making. It's also tough if you really talk it out of like, okay, when would I show the good Adin Ross stuff after the bad stuff, you know? But we don't need to dive too far into that. But I do see the point you're making.
Let me just, can I just end it off? Because I do think we're just dragging it. I want to say, Jake, I just want to say thank you for coming on my platform. And respectfully, bro, it was a great conversation. We can maybe have a conversation like this in the future when more stuff has obviously happened and stuff. All I ask, man, from your part, like Train said, do your job better, man. And I'll do my job better as a role model and, representation. I'll do my job better. But
Hold on, Adin. You are not, listen, Adin. That's one thing that needs to go away from streaming in general, bro. Even your ass. Listen, if you're a role model, if any streamer is a role model, we are fucked. We need to get away from this role model bullshit. You understand? The only role models should be the parents. I don't even give a fuck about superheroes or this and that. I'm talking about parents, and that's it. This streamers, no streamer, even the most PG ones have no business, and they know it themselves deep down in private. They have no business being a role model. Do you understand? None. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. But thank you, Train. The thing I want to say is, man, with Kick, it's exciting, bro. It's gonna be amazing. Honestly, Twitch is worth billions of dollars, bro, and they give their biggest creators a tiny, tiny little crumble of the fucking chip. It just doesn't make sense. But that's why Kick is here now, man, and we're gonna finally see creators get what they deserve. And also, man, you don't have to worry about getting banned. You don't have to worry about a board meeting of all these Twitch fucks, these Twitch higher ups banning you, and definitely without any type of email or any type of phone call or anything like that. We're trying to correct you. Kick, that's what Kick is here for, bro. You're allowed to be yourself, and you're allowed to speak how you want to speak freely. Obviously, no hate speech, but you're allowed to be yourself, bro, and you don't have to worry about that type of stuff as long as you're doing your thing and you know you're spreading positivity. And as far as everything goes, Jake, I'm excited because now it's my time to take the biggest streaming deal ever signed and give back and bless people and change lives. And I hope you report that whenever you see some cool shit. And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and one last thing to all your viewers. Listen, I appreciate you coming on, to you and Train, your lawyer, for explaining things. And to all your viewers out there, too. Like, if they ever see some positive stuff you're doing, man, hit me up. The DMs are always open. But most of all, man, I appreciate you coming on and actually conversing about all this stuff.
Really for sure. And I think the last thing I want to say, by the way, Jake, is, we live in a really hard world, bro. In 2020, 2023, you just got to keep yourself safe, bro. A lot of fuck shit going on.
I think we probably should end it there, huh?
Dude, really? It was a joke. It was a joke.
All right, seriously, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, bro. Have a good one.
Oh,
All right.
white
Yeah.
socks as well, bro. Yeah, definitely a white shirt for sure on that. You match the white shirt with the white socks. But then again, maybe the shoes. I mean, what color shoes are those? Do those shoes match the